Welcome to the Churchill Borough regular meeting, Monday, March 10th, 7 p.m. Today's meeting is very, very special. There are lots and lots of people in our room today, and we are very excited to be here. We will start off with roll call. Council President Valerie Reinfeller here. Council Vice President Andrea Considero here. Councilmember Matt Castiglia
Here.
Councilmember Doug Fine here. Councilmember Ray Jonovich.
Happy to be here.
Councilmember Curly Blair Fuller. None left. Councilmember Broker Chet Williams.
Here.
Mayor Paul Graham.
Here.
Great, and please stand up. We began for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we move to public comment, we have a special recognition and proclamation. We have a proclamation honoring Officer William Billy Flines upon his retirement from Churchill Borough Police Department. President. Yes, we can absolutely do that first. So we have two proclamations today. That's why I said today is a very special day. And we have a proclamation first honoring Betty Wilson for her dedication to the Churchill Borough Judge of Election.
Okay. Madam President. Betty, come on, step forward. A proclamation recognizing Betty Wilson. Whereas Betty S. Wilson has been a long-time resident of Borough of Churchill for 51 years, and whereas of May of 1998, Betty began serving as Judge of Elections for District 2 in the borough, and whereas Betty's dedication to her community and preserving the democratic process inspired others to serve on the election board, and whereas Betty took her Judge of Election responsibilities and duties very seriously and prided herself in conducting a smooth election day at her polling location, and whereas Betty, a champion of democracy, has dedicated her time and energy to serving the voters in the borough of Churchill. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Churchill Borough Mayor Paul Gamrat, do hereby recognize and thank Betty S. Wilson for her unwavering commitment to ensuring the residents of the borough of Churchill have access to casting their votes. And I thank Betty S. Wilson for her years of dedication to serving as a Judge of Elections for District 2. In witness whereof, I have hereunto caused the seal of the borough of Churchill to be affixed to this 10th day of March 2025. Peter and I could take a lot of work to be Judge of Elections. Just organizing everything, all the stuff that you have to do. We thank you and appreciate your service.
Thank you, everyone. You're dedicated workers, I have to admit, we're always there, and when an illness or something happens. So thank you so much for this. I almost hate to leave, but I'm getting old.
You don't want it, but thank you. Thank you. All right, we will move on to our next proclamation.
Where's the man of the hour? Billy, come on up here. You can always tell when Billy was coming down the street, you see his smile first.
Mayor,
I'm sorry.
you can talk a little bit so we
Oh,
can.
okay. Okay.
A little more.
More?
The owl will see you.
Oh,
But if you actually could probably get closer over here to the table and then turn around,
why don't you face the audience?
face the audience. Yeah, there you go. And then everybody can see that. Yeah. There we are. Yeah, you're famous.
Don't rattle any papers or pick it up. A proclamation recognizing Officer William Plines on his retirement. Whereas Officer William Billy Plines has served with distinction and dedication and as a dedicated member of the Churchill Borough Police Department for 32 years, exhibiting an unwavering commitment to public safety and well-being of the residents of the Churchill Borough. And whereas Officer Klein joined the Churchill Borough Police Department on June 15, 1993, and whereas throughout his distinguished career, Officer Klein has consistently demonstrated professionalism, integrity, and courage while performing the duties of law enforcement officer, often going above and beyond the call of duty to ensure the protection and service of the community. And whereas in 2004, Officer Kleins received a prestigious award from the Fraternal Order of Police for his heroic event in which he ensured the protection of the community. And whereas Officer Kleins has made significant contributions to the department, leaving a lasting impact on Churchill Borough Police Department and the citizens they served. And whereas as Officer Klein embarks on a well-deserved retirement, this council and I acknowledge his invaluable service and express our gratitude for the many years of dedication to duty. And whereas in his retirement, Officer Klein is looking forward to spending time with his wife of 34 years, Carrie, his two children, Kyle and Aaron, and the two grandsons, Mason and Liam. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Churchill Borough Mayor Paul Gamera, do hereby honor and recognize Officer Billy Klein on his retirement and thank him for the years of exceptional service to Churchill Borough and its residents. In witness whereof, I have hereunto caused the seal of the Borough of Churchill to be affixed this 10th day of March, 2025. One note here, I found this, one of the memorable moments that Billy had, is one day he was on duty, he goes up to a house, and the guy answers the door with a knife stuck in his head, and he says to Billy, I think you need to get my brother out of here. He did it all real calm. Congratulations.
Thank you all for being here and being present for those two important proclamations. What?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, what happened? Oh, no, thanks.
Billy. The 2 dozen eggs. They're like about $10 a dozen. No, this is a little gift and appreciation for your service from the Churchill Council, Churchill Borough. Thanks, Abby.
Yes, it is.
Not it.
Gotta get longer arms here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll grab it, please.
It was a pleasure. The 31 years went relatively quick.
Yeah.
But, thank you, but these are the ones that made the sacrifices.
And I understand too.
We can fight over all the offices and, for times too.
Yeah, we like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. Do it.
Zach, Justin.
All right.
One, really. One, two. One, two. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we will move on to our public comment portion of the evening. That Councilmember Wilson, that will be corrected. Thank you. We have some people in the room, so if you're a Churchill Borough resident or taxpayer, you are welcome to come up to the podium. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Bonnie Shanaki. I live at 303 Churchill Road. My professional experience includes working with budgets, contracts, grants at R1 top-tier public research universities. Churchill Borough and the Department of Community and Economic Development have a contract for $1 million from the COVID-19 pandemic relief funds on file with Pennsylvania Department of Treasury. Given the worries expressed by members of the Finance Committee during discussions of the budget, have current council members considered amending their contract with DCED for $1 million to improve the infrastructure and or begin implementation of a borough-wide active transportation plan, instead of applying the funds to a play space and 2 soccer fields? The play space will not generate revenue and is likely to require additional ongoing investment for maintenance and security. Updating the infrastructure and beginning implementation of the active transportation plan will benefit the entire community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments publicly? Great, thank you. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Andrea Jones. I live at 1445 Beulah. I have lived here for 5 years and never got any notice about any of the Churchill Borough codes, laws, or rules about our property that we pay taxes on, and make sure the sidewalks and the driveway are cleared in the snow, or leaves are up in the fall, or grass is cut in the summer, including the improvements we have made to enhance our home. Our home is far from an eyesore. Eyesore. When someone moves into your borough, maybe give them a packet of the rules and not wait 5 years to enforce a garbage can rule. Why weren't we warned about the coyotes and the wolves that are in our area and have been for years? I have heard them ever since we moved to Churchill, but now it's in my backyard. I spent all summer and fall outside in our backyard. I felt safe, but not anymore. We should have been warned. Just like I got this letter about the code violation, we should have got a letter warning us. On January 23rd, 2025, I opened my blinds and a deer was killed in my backyard. We have neighbors who walk their dogs. I am in my yard at night. My other neighbor leaves early. She's afraid now. My grandson plays in our yard, and you never know what these animals might do. We have 3 adults in our home, ages 63 to 86, and a 7-year-old. My garbage can space, my garage. All I do is open the garage, my cans are right there. I don't have to go out into the elements, get attacked, or slip and fall. You want me to come outside, put on coats, go out in the rain or snow multiple times per week. In the winter, snow blocks my gate from opening. I have paw prints right where you want us to go. I showed my neighbor, I took pictures, so I am asking for a waiver not to do chapter 236-3. It is not safe, and it's a major inconvenience to the seniors at this address. Thank you.
Thank you very much
You
for
wanna
your
see
comment.
I got the paw prints, I got pictures of what it did, and it's pretty terrible.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
We have any other comment publicly? We have 3 people online right now. If you would like to comment, please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes. You can raise your hand and we'll promote you to panelist. All right, nobody's raising their hand, so we will close public comment. All right, and now we are going to. I'm gonna be reading, regarding the public hearings that we're having. Good evening, this is a public hearing of the Borough Council regarding cable franchise renewal for the borough. This public hearing is held pursuant to section 626 of the Federal Cable Act, which sets forth the process for franchise renewal. The borough's current franchise with Verizon is within the industry norm renewal window, and the borough is beginning the process of renewing that franchise. This public hearing is part of the preliminary portion of franchise renewal, in which the borough reviews the cable operator's past performance and identifies the borough's future cable-related community needs. As such, as part of this public hearing, we invite comments from any citizens who wish to speak regarding either or both of the aforementioned subjects. Franchise renewals is the best opportunities for municipalities to assert their rights with respect to their cable operator and to obtain important benefits in returning for granting the cable operator the right to use their public rights of way. These benefits include: 1, a state-of-the-art cable system now and in the future. 2, strong customer service standards. 3, free services to community facilities. 4, better reporting requirements from the cable operators. 5, maximize franchise fees. 6, public educational and governmental channels if desired. 7, PEG, which stands for Public Educational and Governmental Channels, capital support funding if desired. 8, legal protections of rights of way. 9, better mechanisms to enforce the franchise agreement. These are just some of the potential benefits available through the franchise renewal. Citizens may address these items or on any other cable-related items that are important to them. We will now open the hearing up for comments. Thank you. And this works the same. If you have any comments related to that, please raise your hand in person or your virtual hands online. You have 3 minutes and you can state your name and your address. No comments? So we will close that. Thank you very much. And we will move on to our ordinary items picked up by motion, and we'll start with number 5.
Madam President, motion to approve the meeting minutes from the February 3rd, 2025 council workshop meeting and the February 14th, 2025 regular council meeting.
Second.
Second here. There's 3 people I heard. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. And Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam President. The chief has reported to me that there were no significant incidents for the month of February 2025. Our officers handled a total of 836 events this month, 1,837 year-to-date, consisting of calls for service and proactive patrol engagements and details affecting 3 arrests. The department's 5 police vehicles logged a total of 6,662 miles. The combined year-to-date total is now 14,953 miles. The ticket summary for the month of February 2025 was 0 non-traffic tickets, 9 parking, and 63 traffic tickets. The magisterial fines for February 2025 were $2,330.67. The year-to-date total is $3,250.17. The applications for the position of full-time police officers were accepted through Friday, February 21st. 5 qualified candidates applied for the position. The physical, agility, and written exams will be administered in the coming weeks at the Allegheny County Police Academy in North Park. Candidates must successfully complete both phases for testing in order to proceed to the oral exam. Upon completion and the candidate's final rank position determined, a comprehensive background check will be completed before a conditional offer of employment will be made. Final phase consists of a physical exam, drug screen, and psychological exam. Though it is a time-consuming process, the chief hopes to have a new officer among the ranks before June. In the near future, our officers will be receiving new ballistic vests. The officers were recently fitted for Safari Land Hardware Level 2 vests, which should be arriving soon. The ballistic vests required replacement every 5 years as per industry standards, as the overall effectiveness and lifespan of the Kevlar materials which ballistic panels are constructed of begin to break down over time and their protection subsequently compromised. The modern day ballistic vests are far less restrictive and weigh significantly less than previous models, resulting in a much more comfortable fit, which is a much welcome improvement for the officers. Our force will consist of 8 officers and the chief. Details and other related statistics concerning the department, during the month of February 2025 are reported on the attached police department reports. Another comment is that, the cost of this vest were $12,200 some. And I'd like to announce that the, Church of Wilkins Borough was able to make a contribution toward those.
Rotary.
A rotary, of $1,000.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
a little help wherever we can. Thank you.
Madam President, motion to accept the mayor's report for March 2025.
Second.
Any discussion?
I think we should give them like 8 or 10 other things to read.
You've been reading a lot. Thank you to the Rotary for helping out with that.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. And moving on to our treasurer's report.
Madam President, motion to accept the treasury report for February 28th, 2025, and directing the finance officer to pay the bills for the Borough of Churchill occurred since February 11th, 2025.
Second.
I have a question. And a comment.
Before we get to that, did you want to read that?
Yeah, I was just gonna read the differences.
Yep, differences, go ahead.
Yep. So that is posted and everything else, there's the differences. So last year at 2/28/24, our account balances were a total of $1,924,746.62. This year at this time is $2,478,358.76. The pension balance last year was $8,587,733.78. This year is $9,199,184.13. Sorry about that. Yield room was $39,431.67. This year is $38,257.64.
Vice President, just to note that there has been found a little discrepancy in the formula.
I know, I was just doing the math, yeah.
Which one?
We'll make sure to get an update from all council.
Okay.
It's nothing wild, but yeah.
Are you reading the larger bills?
Normal. Didn't I tell you, Michelle? Large bills, Alcoasand, $167,882.91. Gateway Engineers, $41,543. Thank you for no cents. Bigliotti, $30,955.16. Cargo, which is our salt, is $15,785.37. And the police vest was $13,163. And thank you again for helping out.
Any other discussion?
Question about the sewer account balance. Seeing that there was an influx of 359,000. Can you explain where that influx came from? And then my second comment is the liquid fuel, line item. It's showing that there's a difference of $100,000. Is that what you were talking about with the calculation discrepancy?
That's one of
As
them.
well, yeah.
Okay.
Also a little discrepancy with the Huntington General, with the conspiracy with that as well.
Okay.
So we will update those individuals.
Yes, it was 1.2, it was 1.3, exactly.
In regards to the sewer with Alpha Cam, we do have a rather large payment going out to them, so that will not be reflected in the 228 number. So that will be a hefty difference of 157.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to, our action item number 8.
Madam President, motion to approve the conditional use application filed by, Amelia Hendler to operate a short-term rental at 764 Margaretta Street, Pittsburgh, PA 15145. Conditioned upon the applicant's compliance with section 304-37.2 of the Borough Zoning Code and any other applicable borough regulations.
There's a second. Any discussion?
I think we did a good job in the workshop going over what they've done to state the property and getting it inspected and everything. Great. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 9.
Madam President, motion to advertise an ordinance amending the borough's police pension plan to amend service increment retirement incentive for eligible participants.
There's a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
So I'll just repeat what we said last month, or last week rather, that this is part of the collective bargaining agreement that, was already done when we signed the police contract, and because our solicitor likes to make us jump through hoops, said we had to have an ordinance to follow. This is just cleaning up the paperwork.
Was it Mockenhoff that suggested it be an ordinance?
It was marked off. Thank you very much, Madam President. For raising it.
You're welcome very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 10.
Madam President, motion to recommend EIS solar, green solar, or electric medic.
Sorry to interrupt,
Sorry.
but yeah, the motion will be to select, so in your motion, you want to select one of those.
Motion to select either EIS solar, green solar, or electric
We
medic.
have to select one.
We have to.
So- Can we discuss something before the
Oh.
motion?
Sorry, yeah,
Okay.
I was not eloquent in,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Motion, so you can have a discussion before the motion, maybe that's the easiest way to go.
Did anyone have a chance to look at any of these vendors and have an opinion?
Yeah, I did.
So I have some general information about this representative here. So EIS is Pittsburgh based, it started in 2008. Green Solar, the headquarters is in Greensboro, they started in 2011. And then Electric Medic is in Jonestown, which is like close to the and I think they've been I couldn't find the date, but it's something that I want to see there. Also too, with Connect, they shared some information in regards to, system size, the price per watt. EIS did have the highest price per watt. And Green Solar was the lowest. Also, the electricity production though was the highest with Electric Medic.
So a question, are you able to provide that in document for council to be able to review? I hear what you're saying, but it would be an opportunity for us to.
Right, I sent an email.
And it was provided to us last week at the
Yeah.
workshop meeting. They had a presentation on it. Those documents were provided to council. Yeah.
I thought it was one of the recommended vendors, not all 3 were present last week.
Neither of the vendors were there. The Connect came and did a presentation. Provided information on the 3 different vendors. And there's different usage and energy use and what they're able to do. The 3 were presented so that we could look at the options and vote on it today.
What I'm asking for is, consider it, welcome this forward.
I don't know, we reviewed it pretty thoroughly. Thoroughly last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my just personal opinion, all things being equal, I'd rather go with a local than nothing against Harrisburg or Philly or whatever, but I'd rather have local people that are here and help promote local local businesses.
That was the IS Solar, correct?
Now, I will know if we're selecting a proposal, doesn't mean we'll actually get that.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
I mean, I really, when I read through it all, I mean, I think any one of them seemed okay, I mean, very good. And, you know, Connect gave us a good review, so I think we would be happy with any one of them, but I think,
So the preferred one.
Right, yeah,
We
I
do have to
mean,
vote
I
on it.
guess everyone wants, right,
The one thing I would add is, you recall, we asked, like, there's numbers in this chart, which said, okay, of all the numbers, you know, which one really matter, because we're not electricity purchasers. And again, I don't have an opinion one way or another, but they did say that they thought that the one that produced the most electricity
right.
would be the most beneficial. If you look at the two proposals, Electric Medic produces 44,479 something or other kilowatt something. And EIS only produces 23,910. So almost not double, but you know, getting close. So, and I'm not suggesting that should be the deciding factor, but I just want to remind everyone to have that conversation.
For that, electric medic does have 27 more, larger vehicles than EIS. So they have, EIS is 24, electric medic is 14. More cameras. Yeah, that's something that we did discuss last week with the weight.
Do they need an answer on this right now, or is it something we can table for a month? It sounds like there's still a little more information that might be helpful.
I know that, Connect is looking to have another meeting with the sports here March 20th. So they were hoping to have some sort of formal, installer selected. No, I'm not sure to go back. Thinking about it, that's not.
They get for the benefit of the public, or anyone else who missed the meeting, it's the contractor, which is EAI. Who's gonna actually select one of these things.
Right.
This is,
Right.
this is purely a, you know, prefer the one we like this.
Right.
Solar to
Wish
do it.
list.
But yeah, right, but ultimately, it's not gonna be the budget. So EAI is choosing one of these because there's four panels, or because the building can't, the roof can't hold a certain amount of panels. That could be a factor that.
Yeah, I remember them mentioning that depending on what was chosen, they would do a study to see if that was even feasible for that to go on the roof. So even though we may be making a recommendation today or some other time, that still may not be the preferred, that does not mean that we were using that specific, vendor due to the size and things with the roof, so.
And you can also see from the way we read the motion that, you know, we're real clear that this is not actually authorizing the project.
No,
correct.
Just this is another step among many towards possibly having this project happen, but there's no formal commitment other than just, you know, conveying your preference at this time.
All right. I'm gonna leave it to you if you are gonna motion, if you wanna motion to table or motion to recommend a specific one.
So, I'm sorry, I wanna add one
Yeah.
comment, because I just pulled the table up. I mean, I think to Gavin's point, you know, if you add the two systems together, because we're talking about one on the borough building and one on the
Yeah.
fire company, you know, that, yes, electric medic looks like it comes out just a hair ahead, but
That's their in Harrisburg, right?
out of the two Pittsburgh-based companies, because the other one's Greensburg,
Yeah.
the Green Solar
Yeah.
was kind of in the middle. They, you know, they had 35 for the borough building and 31 kilowatt hour size system for the, fire company, I think, or I may have that mixed vice versa, but they seem to be very close, you know, in that like total percent of what we're gonna get. And
And I think one of the things we did not know the information on until, Michelle, you were able to provide the details of the companies was where they were located, as that was important to us. to make a decision because we all discussed wanting somebody local.
So I guess I would personally lean towards going with green solar, because that's, Western Pennsylvania. Seems to be a larger system that we'll get more benefit from. But not enough of a difference that going to the Harrisburg makes that much of a difference, personally.
All right, Madam President, motion to recommend Green Solar to be the preferred vendor for the solar panel installation, subject to council's subsequent approval of an agreement to proceed with the solar project, which shall be conditioned upon approval by the manager and solicitor as to the form of the associated contract documents. This motion does not authorize the expenditure of any borough funds.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One extension.
One abstention, okay? And motion carries. And we'll move on to our discussion items, our staff and support team reports. Denny Flynn, our engineer, start off with you.
Madam President, just a couple of quick updates. We're working with, the borough, as discussed last week, to prepare the small water and sewer grant, looking at the stormwater capital projects that have been previously identified for that. That would be expected to be on the agenda next month for a resolution. That grant application is due at the end of the month, end of April, that is. The paving program is out for bid. Those bids are expected to be open prior to the April meetings. Again, that'll be on the agenda for consideration next month. And then, the pre-construction meetings for the sewer operation and maintenance projects, those were all held in February. Projects are.
Great, thank you, Gateway. Ashley? No. Ralph?
Thank you, Madam President. On the far end, we had 37 calls last month. We're at 87 for the year. Under Public Works, guys have been out doing a lot of patching. It's not permanent patches, it's cold patch. Next month, when the weather warms up, we'll be able to get more defined patch to be able to put in there permanently. That's all I have right now.
Thank you very much. I've noticed some patches go down, I'm like, oh yay, good. Some of these potholes are quite large.
Yeah, they're growing quickly.
Yeah, quite large. Michelle, our manager.
Just one thing to note, there has been some mass, media sent out in regards to an upcoming project that's gonna be in the borough with People's Gas. So that is gonna be starting on Monday. Just please collecting around the community. That'll go down from, they're starting at Churchill Road, and they'll eventually go down to, Beulah, William Penn, and then up to Grady, and that's the last until December.
Michelle, they changed it. It's gonna start in McCready.
Okay.
Sorry, in a minute, but it's gonna start in McCready.
Okay.
Go down.
And backwards.
Okay.
And then, it's all the way through till September, October.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Solicitor.
I have to report, Madam President.
Okay. I will move on, Mr. Mayor, did you have anything?
I don't, again, believe it or not, I don't have a lot to say, but I will like to mention again, as our ongoing litter pickup continues, that we've been, January, and February, there's snow on the ground. It's not safe to be out there, but we're gonna pick that up again in March. That's the third Wednesday of each month. We meet at the borough at 9 a.m. and go out from there. And we appreciate anyone comes on, hope we have vests and buckets and all the safety things to stay safe while we're out there. And, I would like to wait till I hit a larger round number, but I'd like to announce that we're at, number 490 visits to new residents that have moved into the borough with the welcome package.
Incredible.
I did make a little change, I would keep going back to someone's house, so I got contact with them. Kind of gotten a little bit hard over the years to do that, so I go 2 times, and after the second attempt, just because it's too time consuming for me, and it gets, I can't be out every weekend, so it gets later and later. So I'll just mail it to you, or I leave it at the doorstep. So anybody, if you don't see me in person, maybe sometime when I'm riding around, I'll stop by or stop into the council meeting and say hello to everyone.
Thank
for
you.
your dedication to that, Paul.
Thank you. Always, what the committee, the communications committee, was put together that welcome package.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's a good
And
package.
me, it was me when I was chair. Thank you. I'll take all the
And
credit.
it's a living document, to be added to, add more things to it as we go along.
Yes, it is. It's one of those things that gets updated as things happen, things change. And I think following the, comment from earlier that was stated by our resident, I think we should look at some ways to improve that, the code piece in that packet for residents. So that's something that I took note of, so communication, take a look at that
Thank
from your residents. Thank you.
Right, I mean, it's on the website.
Yeah, it is, but also I think on the packet.
I have it in
Yeah,
the packet.
in the
like
packet.
you said.
And maybe not all the codes, but maybe
No,
like a
but
list
those-
of common, I know there are some common ones on there,
Right.
but maybe we should take a look at it. Yeah, we should take a look at it and see if it needs to be updated, revamped.
Yeah, I just took a quick look at it, there's nothing on there about the ordinances, and one of the things too, I'm thinking if you put things out there about wild animals running around the borough, it might scare people a little too much, but to what you're saying, to warn people, and they're in pockets, I know, because different people say, I hear them over here, but I don't hear them over here, the deer here, the deer there, so it's around, it's.
I mean, sorry.
I'm sorry, I mean, we should be aware that there coyotes are out there.
I mean, I can show you.
Yeah, no, trust me, I believe you, I do hear them, I hear maps.
Cause I used to hear them across the street coming from the Westinghouse plant.
Yeah.
And now it's in my backyard. I'm like,
Yeah.
And
And
it's,
then also keep an eye on the social media and stuff. I know we did post a post about coyotes
We did.
this past winter. So like maybe just keep an eye on that, you know, sporadically, you know,
but
I know we're getting ready to post about the deer for the spring and everything.
Yeah,
But yeah, I know we had mentioned something about coyotes.
yeah, but I know now, so.
Yeah.
Because I be and I'll go get in my spa sometimes at 2 o'clock or like I'm on a deck late night watching something and,
You hear? Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable.
It's scary.
But motion lights are one of the most effective ways for the coyotes. 'Cause They hate the light, that scares them, so.
Okay, then I'm gonna add some more lights.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of.
Cause I like the dark. But not no more.
They like it dark too, that's the problem.
I know, too, that's why.
Thank you.
I've lived here for 20 years, over 20 years, and it's just recently, past maybe 5, 6 years, I never remember coyotes the first 10 years I was living here, so they've moved in, but I think they'll gather and move out probably, you know, yeah, they move around.
And I'm gonna start coming to the meetings more, cause I don't know, well, I know Ralph, and I just met him.
Oh, good, welcome.
I think he's on Andrea.
So we're good. All right. Moving on to council, any comments?
I'll just mention that, for public safety, we have a meeting coming up on Friday. Additionally, Ralph and I sat down and met with Kelly from, Connect. Connect is gonna be, working to get some information from all of the Connect communities that, work on the parkway for fire and have to service fire. So we're gonna try to get some data to see how much of the call volume each community is contributing to the parkway, so that we can hopefully work with maybe county and state legislatures in the future, you know, to figure out some funding back for that or some support, because I think it's, becoming a point where it's a drain, you know, on our communities and our resources. So we're gonna be working on that.
Thank you. Any other council members?
Newsletters coming out probably at the end of the month, I would say. Beginning of April. Okay, beginning of April, so, look for that.
Great.
That'll give you an opportunity to sign up for the Churchill dinner and information about the bunny parade. There's a QR code, so you can actually get it. There's a QR code, it's very easy to sign up and pay for your dinner, very easy. Thank you, Ashley.
Now, there's an online payment option for things now, so.
Right.
That is another way to pay, another avenue for people.
and you might wanna act early too, because it'll fill up.
You know, the Churchill dinner does sell out pretty
sold out
quickly.
next year.
Yeah, so
We had to turn people away, we needed to do that. But we have a.
fire code for the building,
Right.
yeah. Any other comments from council members?
Yeah, I would just add that, next month, we're able to provide a response to the inquiry regarding the $1 million grant funding that was received for the accessible ADA playground, on whether or not that can be amended. And if those funds can be used for necessary infrastructure projects in the community, being that we're considering a stormwater authority.
Alright. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone, be safe.
Can I ask another question? When I read, I wrote and I signed it, so do I give it to Scott Stonebreaker? Cause he said to appeal,
Yeah,
okay, so I come back or can
or
somebody?
you can probably just drop it off here.
We can take it.
Yeah, we can take it. Yeah. Okay, great, thank you for asking that.
Thank you.
Chief?
I have nothing, right?
Okay, thank you very much.
Want your pictures for him?
No,
Take it off.
Anybody wanna? Motion for adjournment? Motion for adjournment.
Second.
Second. Good night, all.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.